Mojet, shout out to you for at least joining. He ain't seen Bel Air yet, so he can't watch. Spoiler alert, we about to talk about
Appreciate
Bel
it.
Air. So, Bel Air, Season 2, Episode 1, A Fresh Start. Will is living in South LA in a scene very reminiscent of last season when he was living in Philly, clearly to show the similarities in how he manages. I guess I can give an early spoiler alert. It seems like a lot of the problems from Season 1 are going to show back up in Season 2 in a new form.
Hey fam, your boy living like how he was living in Philly. He went through some trauma recently. He had a situation bring up some old trauma recently, so he's trying to make himself feel comfortable again. Now, obviously, that ain't getting down in the Banks house right about now. So let's go live with Jazz and let's go, hustle hoopers for money.
Yeah,
because that's what makes me feel comfortable, I guess.
Somebody has to explain to me: is it very lucrative to be playing basketball for money? Like, I know you lost your Gatorade the one time, but like that's Gatorade, not money.
And then I don't even think it's not like you paying rent with that or no shit. He's like, I'll play basketball when I need it. Like, this just sounds like a kid talking about a responsibility. It sounds like a child.
No, the craziest shit. We're talking about rent just in general, because obviously we live in Ohio and rent is a little different. You're talking about rent in LA, fam. We're talking like $3,000-$4,000 or
buddy, you had to be. I was about to say you had to come up with $1,500 for your half. Talking about hooping, you'll be out there skipping school trying to play basketball,
right?
And the fact that you can sit up here and say, "Oh, well, I play basketball when I need to get some money," fam. What life are you living?
Basketball is a full-time job.
I'm hungry. I guess I better go down to the court and hoop. But I got to play 2 games because I got to set him up. I got to play the 1 game and I got to suck. And I got to play the next game and hopefully beat him so I can win some money and go eat.
Yikes.
Hopefully they don't kick my ass for hustling him.
All right. The Bel Air fam misses him as he's apparently been gone for 2 weeks. Will has been keeping in touch with everybody but Uncle Phil, which I thought was crazy. Like, fam, you can't just.
They both over exaggerating. They're both over exaggerating the situation. I know it was very emotional around what happened, but Phil just don't want to just let go of the fact that Will, if he doesn't have it anymore, but he has always had that question of who his father is, where he came from, what happened, and he was never going to be fulfilled without that. And so you shouldn't feel any type of way that he sought him out or that even that Jeffrey, helped set it up, because it's just like, I was always going to be there, whether you wanted to set it up for him or not. It was really a missed opportunity for you not to lead the charge and be supportive of him to do it, because it was always going to happen. You couldn't keep it from happening.
And it's a very natural question to want to ask as a kid with his father.
And then you got all this extra shit around it too. Like, don't get me wrong, I have not come down from the lack of explosivity of that reveal from last season. I'm still holding on that there is something more to that. But it just didn't line up to be a thing that we shouldn't be talking to each other about for weeks. Yeah. But I wasn't mad at how it ended up playing out ultimately, so that's cool.
Yep. Will picked up some cash from a nigga named JB in South LA. We don't know why yet, but it's from playing basketball. We already kind of talked about it. Hillary has made moves with Carucci and has leveraged Kylo's debt to get her a managerial position in the influencer house. That story is just going to tell itself again from season 1, but we'll get there. Ashley strangely wants Will back in the home for her birthday after 2 weeks. I'll tell you why I thought that was strange. Is because in season 1, Hillary did all the legwork for Ashley. So why is she? It's not like in the original Bel Air where Will spent special time and extra attention with Ashley, teaching her the drums, being with her during her sleepover, all that shit he actually did in the original one. She's barely said 2 words, so they have barely said 2 words amongst each other. I just thought it was weird that she wanted that for a gift.
I don't think it's not even necessarily that her and Will have this great, or even the best relationship with anybody in the house. I think it's the fact that he had been there for months on end, and now he had been gone for the last 2 months. So now things feel off, even though 2 weeks, excuse me. So now it's off. Even though he may not be my best friend, he was part of the house. He was part of our dynamic here. Now he had become part of the family, so it feels incomplete when he's not there. Even Vivian talks about that, with Phil later on in the study. It's like, I don't even really feel like celebrating nothing right now because Will's not here. It doesn't feel right. So I can get it. Plus, I'm just excited to see some other storyline about Ashley and actually able to, add some depth to that character. They started out with a birthday party, which, dog, this party.
Oh, no. Well,
this party, dog, for 13.
No, we have to talk about it here shortly.
Bro.
Nathan Moore said they over dramatized it. I think he was referring to Will and Uncle Phil, which...
Yeah, they did over dramatize it a bit because it really should have been a quick 1-2. Why you ain't telling me? Well, you see what happened. I didn't want you to meet him. Also, I know for a fact this show has been too balanced for them not to. They're gonna have to circle back to this whole my dad's a bum and I don't need him and he blamed my mom and he gonna have to circle back to that.
And I almost socked him in the face.
They have to.
Yeah.
Because it's too one-sided as it stands right now.
Agreed.
And that was one of the things from even the original sitcom. Everybody loved that scene, that episode with Will Smith and his dad coming back, right? That was one of the most iconic or Fresh Prince episodes there ever was.
Yeah.
But I would argue that scene is incomplete because we don't see why it is Will's father doesn't have any vested interest in being there or why it is he can't stay there. Does he have a vested interest in being there, but something won't allow him to stay there? Is it addiction? Is it institutionalization? Is it, does it have something to do with his family history? What did he go through? Right? We're doing all of this introspective on all of these characters, all these deep dives. I don't think that they're just going to allow that big hole or that big part of Will's life to just be easily explained as, oh, he's a dick. And that's it. He was always a dick. He was a dick with your mom. He was a dick after. He was a dick in jail. Just leave him alone. He's a dick because that's what it was in the show. And
sure.
None of the characters from the sitcom have transferred over as very linear the way that they were, back then.
Yeah. Agreed. Will pulls back up to Jazz's crib and he messes up his prayer, which did not know Jazz was Muslim, but shout out to that, I guess.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Random as fuck. That's when Carlton picks Will up for school, and Will flaunts all this bread, but is mad cryptic about it. Where it came from.
He handed that man $30. He had some $10 bills in his hands. Them bitches was yellow. They was gold as hell.
He wasn't a blue face in his hand. Basketball, but okay. Man,
it wasn't a blue face in his hand. He probably had like $70 there, dog.
That's crazy.
He handed that man $30 and said, "Buy yourself nice." That's his lunch.
At what point does Carlton get offended? Like, look, I already got this. This is my lunch money, nigga. Stop putting bills on me like a stripper.
What are these $10 bills? I haven't seen these since I was 5.
The real Carlton would have got pissed off. Like, stop that. All right. Will is wanting to meet up with Doc, a man who apparently does it all for top basketball prospects. I automatically feel weird about Doc, but I think
what is he? Is he a coach? Is he a trainer?
No, he does it all.
What is this dude?
He does everything. Like I
do everything for players.
I immediately felt weird about that.
I do everything for my players.
Yo.
But I ain't taking on new clients right now.
I hated that line. Uncle Phil is going back to the office. It's been 2 weeks, Phil. Relax. But he was supposed to be allowing Viv to kind of find herself as an artist, and it literally took him 2 weeks to be like, I'm going back to the office.
He Tom Brady there.
Facts. Yeah, no.
He Tom Brady there. He said, "Psych chick, I'm out."
And that's going to lead to another fight about the same shit, which I'm telling you, a lot of these stories are repeating.
They seem excited about him going back to work, so maybe it was a mutual decision.
They did, but I just feel she's going to be upset about him working again at some point during the season. It's going to repeat itself.
Well, I don't think the idea of him, kind of taking the back seat was necessarily, okay, now you become a stay-at-home dad. No, it was like, all right, maybe you work in something that's not so demanding of your time while I have to do this. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, still work. You know what I'm saying? Them partner checks look nice. So yeah, keep bringing them in.
Right.
But
provide for the family, but like less.
Be home by 6 every day. Yeah, you know, by 6 o'clock every day. Be in the house for the kids because I'm not gonna be here. I'm gonna be out with.
I'm gonna be with Michael.
I'm gonna be out here with curly eye, blue eyes, curly hair, blue eyes.
Yikes!
Hold it down.
Carlton got beef with Connor because he fucked him up. Carlton needs to replace Connor, and he wants Will to hang around. Carlton getting love from Yasmin, who is apparently the head of the BCU or BSU, which I like because I would have assumed Carlton would have, you know, attracted the snow bunnies, or I figured Carlton would probably be like a passport bro, but no, he likes, you know, he keeps it real.
Yeah, no, Yasmin go get him straight.
OG Carlton was only about black women too, so you think Carlton is going to be like
in the show.
All right. Yes. in the show. Both of them like black women in the show.
Yeah. So first thing, I do really like Carlton's evolution. I feel like every episode that I'm seeing of Carlton, he's getting better and better. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of the twists and turns we see at the end, the previews for the rest of the season don't really have me excited at all.
Sure.
But up until this point, it has been a steady progression. Right? It's been a steady climb. We went from hating on our cousin and pushing him in the pool to drown because he was pushed up on my ex to now I'm picking him up for school every day. Now, you know, we kicking it. We got our own handshake.
And I want him to hang around even more.
I'm willing to go to black events. I'm willing to pull up at the Black Student Union. I'm willing to do all of this black stuff.
To pull up with, you know.
Well, hey, maybe that's just how it starts. Maybe it starts out as, hey, I'm cooler when I'm around Will. And then now all these other auxiliary things start adding on to your lifestyle because of what you've been introduced to when you were in his orbit. Yeah. And so now it don't even have to be about Will. It can just be about the positive experiences you've had being black.
Yeah.
Which is probably what should have been there all along, but, you know, it just took your cooler cousin to show it to you.
Fair enough. Will pulls up on Lisa in class. Apparently they've been avoiding each other, but Will wants to talk. Despite Will coming up with some BS excuses about why he couldn't talk, he then dips off to talk with Tanner about his Skechers. Like, bro.
So
talk to your girl,
every now and again in this show, because again, we are talking about high school kids, the dialogue reaches a level of cringe that just makes me want to do this.
Yeah.
Like, even with Carlton and his speech in the Black Student Union, all we do is bitch and complain, guys. You know what we could really do? We could change some stuff. We just gotta go to the meetings and run for office. We could do it.
Yeah. That speech got a little worse, but we'll talk about that in a second.
The cringe. And then, the same thing with Lisa here. Yeah, you know, I've kind of been busy. Oh, white boy, you got on Jordans? Ooh, bye, Lisa.
Like, he couldn't hold his attention for more than
it was so cringy. Only for you to turn around and look back. What you looking back for? You knew what you did. You knew what you was doing.
Right. Yikes. All right. Karuchi got the influencer house a sponsor.
Karuchi
got the house a sponsor, which is her weak-ass wheatgrass alcohol. I was like, what? It's a what? What is this drink? Some aloe vera White Claw shit that they got going on. I'm like,
oh my
god, alcohol. It's not meant to be healthy.
You said, and it gives you a little buzz. I said, a little buzz. It's all grass, no buzz.
Yeah, no, trash ass drink. Must be the sage that they wait through the crib, but the black ass brothers pull up and steal a case of this weak ass shit. So. I thought that was kind of crazy.
Oh, first of all, why no Mia couldn't live in the house? Now,
that was kind of crazy. That whole dynamic was like, oh, it's all women, and then they come in and
why no male influencers?
Yeah.
That's like, damn. I just gotta find a new place to live, huh?
And of course they're black. Of course they're black.
Like, damn.
Get your nigger ass out of here. We're trying to make some content. Like,
I know they weren't the best, but damn, that's
they made
a terrible way to
the most trash content too. So that
they did. It was giving off Groovin' Gorilla energy, but
facts.
Hmm.
All right,
don't do them like that.
Coco Jones called Jazz babe. Can't remember if they made it official last season, but the Short King is definitely winning. After giving,
you know they didn't. As what they get ready to talk about.
Well, no. Okay, yeah, facts. They didn't make it official with everybody, but I didn't know if they were like were they dating behind the scenes in the first season? I don't remember that.
I think she just kind of. Well, yeah, they were messing with each other towards the end of the season.
But they didn't. I don't know.
They never put a name on it. I don't think they never.
So
made
that is kind of
anything.
new to this season. Okay.
Yeah.
After giving her some advice on how to deal with the influencers and being a boss, Bro wants to make their deal official with the fam. With like official. Like, we go together real bad.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know about that. Yeah,
hey, Jazz is the prize. Okay? He's a delicate flower and you should treat him as such. All right? You claim that man.
He's a Short King.
You claim that man.
Facts.
Oh, he's delicate. She could pick Jazz up like a baby in her arms and rock it.
The kissing scenes were a little wild. Noticing his face kind of going up.
Come here, baby. Get up here.
I was like, okay. They're going to give him platform shoes to kind of even that out eventually. Some Timbs.
Jazz definitely sits in her lap for foreplay.
Okay, moving on.
It's a thing.
Moving on. Ashley finally gets some lines this season, even if it's by way of OG Ashley, a.k.a. Tatiana Ali.
That was dope. That was dope.
Very dope. She plays Ashley's teacher, who wants to give a new Ashley extra credit for reading a book, which had a young Karen pissed.
She was just back there snarling like, I don't even know what's going on up there, but it sounds like non-whiteness and it makes me angry.
I was like, damn, if that ain't a Karen in training right there. She was upset.
Y'all up there not talking about white folks? I'm telling my mom.
Damn,
I thought this was supposed to be history.
Her name is definitely Kara.
She just had it all over her face the whole time.
She did.
What you say about black women? We ain't supposed to be talking about that in here.
Black girls rock. Yeah.
I'm telling my mom. She said if y'all come in here with that CRT stuff, to let her know.
Thanks. Oh, shit. Will brings Carlton to the black folks meeting, a.k.a. the Black Student Union meeting, so that Carlton can level up and meet Yasmin, the president. Will is trying to stick to the subject of what white slurs they should add to the Google Doc, but Carlton and light-skinned homeboy get into a fight over Carlton using the Black Student Union.
You know what? Even though the speech was cringy as hell, I'm on Carlton's side, right? Because my first time going to the, it wasn't called the Black Student Union, or we did have a Black Student Union. It was the, what was the opposite of SOS? It was, it was like the African American male something. I can't remember what the group was.
I know what group you're talking about. I don't remember.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Man, I went in one of them groups one time and they was having a conversation on, very generic by the way, but having a conversation on using the N-word and how it was passed down to us, how we shouldn't use it because, how it was used to dehumanize us and our ancestors fought against it and this, that, and the third. And they went on and on and on and on. Then it came around to me for my time to speak. And I was like, well, I mean, that's interesting. Like, what about soul food? And I was like, what about chicken or collards or chitlins or, hog maws and pig feet and all that? And I was like, well, what about it? And then the white girl behind me was like, oh, but I eat soul food at Thanksgiving. And I looked at her and I turned back around and I didn't even say nothing back to her. But they were struggling to understand or make the connection between a word that was given to us as opposed to, customs, history, religion, culture, food,
Mm-hmm.
It's like, all right, well, I mean, let's keep picking at this. Let's expand it. If we don't want what they gave us, let's just talk about it for a second.
Yeah.
They were not having it.
Yikes.
They weren't having it. Most people looked like light skinned homeboy snarling back. They weren't. They wasn't feeling it.
Yeah.
They were like, I don't get it. I don't think that's the same thing. So, i.e., I love my hog maws and my collard greens. So I ain't giving that up. But we can stop saying nigga.
Speaking of soul food, Bel Air Academy apparently serves fried chicken on MLK Day. Did nobody else catch that?
That's racist as hell.
I was like,
that's racist as hell.
They do what, Carlton? What do they do?
Like only on MLK Day?
Well, I don't know if it was
no,
but he said they serve it specifically. They serve it specifically on MLK Day.
You mean the only time we can get some fried bird in here is on MLK Day? Oh, y'all go to hell. Go to hell.
Is Aramark serving you your food? Are they giving you fried chicken and watermelon out here and Kool-Aid?
Hey, you know that? You know Aramark used to serve to
prisons?
But to the University of Akron.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
To the university, boy. Before U.S. Foods got in there, it used to be Aramark. It was GFS, then it was Aramark, and it was U.S. Foods.
Oh, I got you. I think they do. You told me they served the prisons too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know I'm not crazy.
I was like, damn, these prison burgers I'm flipping.
Yo. Uncle Phil has bright ideas for the firm, including community leaders helping to influence policy change. But his colleague seems to not be ready for having bro back all like that. Apparently, nobody's ready for that shit.
Philly, big Philly style. Let me tell you something, buddy. No one expected you to be back here. You were supposed to get the fucking DA seat. You were supposed to get elected. We was gonna do what we wanted to do. We had a whole plan in place. Now you coming back here talking about doing all this free work and shit. Hell no, we were supposed to be getting to the bag.
Fact.
Here you go. Here you coming back talking about all this free stuff. All this poor black folk stuff. Get out of here.
Oh, shit.
You wasn't even supposed to be here, fam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. He was not supposed to be there. He was upset. But professionally
none
upset.
of us expected you to be here.
Yeah.
He was like, is that a problem? Oh, no. I mean, we just caught us off guard, that's all.
A little bit.
I'm a partner. Help create this firm. Yeah, no. Hey, look, we're going to talk about it. You sit here. All right, I'm going to holler at the boys. We'll be right back. Not going for it.
Or better yet, I'll holla. All right. Ashley notices that Tatiana Ali is getting yelled at by Karen and her boss for doing some extra shit she shouldn't be doing, presumably the extra credit shit. Which, that's trash. Let homegirl get some extra credit. Y'all ain't giving us reparations. Hey, give us that.
Come here, girl. Come here. Go write the history of Anglo-Saxons on the Northern Hemisphere, the world, really, and then you can get some extra credit. Go ahead. How about you write how about you write me a essay on the main economic export of Portugal from about 1600 till about 1865. How about you look that up, research it, tell me all about it, and then you can get some extra credit.
Yo, her mom would not play that shit. She would be like, nope, that's that CRT shit they were talking about on the news. Tucker Carlton told me about this. Yeah, that's
he's teaching my daughter CRT.
She's making my daughter feel like a white devil.
She hates herself. Mommy, no, I don't. No. Shut up, Becky. Get back.
Oh, shit. All right. Jeffrey is still playing Agent 47 and sneaking up on Will on campus. Apparently, he's still taking some time off, and he still has a bit of...
Yo, my boy ain't got shit to do. He lost that job and ain't did nothing.
Hiding from Will on campus for no reason.
I wonder, is he still with Viv's friend? He still were?
I mean, why not?
They need to dig into that a little more.
Why not?
Yeah. I mean, it ain't like he been doing shit else. He got time to pull up at the fucking high school during lunch.
He up at her crib playing 2K and using her car?
All right, Jeffrey, I know that Phil did me wrong. You're going to have to get up and get a job.
Oh, shit. That's funny. Will apparently called Jeffrey for some advice on what he should do. Jeffrey tells him that he's hiding in South LA because it's a lot like Philly, but he needs to deal with the tough things like reconciling with the fam.
Not running away, Will. We understand that you are looking for a familiar place, a comfortable place to lay low after everything that happened. But you're running from your responsibility, son. Not doing what you're supposed to be.
That's a fact.
And that's not. And with all of this talking about, I want to be my own man. I want to be my own man. That's not how you get it done.
Yeah.
That's not how you get it done. So I'm glad Jeffrey was able to get through to him.
Yeah. Speaking of Jeffrey, he pulled up on Uncle Phil.
You are not even 18 years old, family.
Oh yeah.
You going back and forth between your friend's house and high school. The hell we talking about?
Yeah. Jeffrey pulls up on Uncle Phil. Aunt Viv seems happy, but not so much Phil. Jeffrey wanted to send his birthday regards for Ashley. He then admits that Will reached out to him, but he believes that Phil should reach out to Will. Jeffrey then apologized for what he did. Phil then said, and I quote, "Yeah, nigga, you were wrong. Now get the fuck out of my house."
He didn't say that.
He said that verbatim.
He was acting like a buster. Stop it. He was acting like a buster for real. Like a few times he was acting like a buster. He was acting like a buster with Will at certain points during this episode. It was like, hey, bro, you don't have the moral high ground. You don't. Mm-hmm. So can we just cut it the hell out and get over this?
Yeah.
Because it's going to make you even more mad the next time his daddy roll around. And he coming back. He's coming back.
Yep. After getting some advice from Jazz that he needs to reconnect with Uncle Phil. What the fuck was that? Oh. Yeah, I'm out here getting rewards, son. You know what I mean? Did you hear that? You hear that? No. Mm-hmm. Right, whatever. After getting some advice from Jazz that he needs to reconnect with Uncle Phil, Will opens up to the thought of having the conversation. Then Jazz talks to Will about Hillary, and I start to realize that since Hillary and Jazz are actually together in the new version, that she's probably going to play him to the side for a little while, because that's their version of it. But then the end of the episode happened, so obviously I know that.
Yeah, I was kind of feeling that too, because when they had their little conversation, I was like, oh, that's about to get old. That's getting old real quick.
Yep. JB from earlier calls Will and tells him that he has an opportunity with Doc, but it's roughly at the same time as Ashley's party. Jazz takes him to see Doc, but they have 40 minutes to make the impression. Will has to wait until the next game before he can do it, which there is no next game, but we'll talk about that.
So here's what I'm doing in my head. I'm like, damn, so Ashley's 13th birthday party starts at this time, and I got to be hooping. I'm like, why is this even a problem? Let me go out here, give these niggas buckets, wash them, and then just show up 20 minutes late to the party. But oh no, can't do that. Right. Because the 13-year-old's having a damn yacht party and they getting ready to set sail. So I guess we gotta be on time and shit.
Right.
Like, yo, they was disgusting me with this damn party. I'm just like, hey.
We haven't talked about the worst part of the party, but we'll get there.
Y'all got too much money. That's what too much money look like.
Facts. Will laces up his bronze, then a dog growls at him. The owner tells Will that the dog's name is Fluffy, but doesn't disclose her own. It's Jackie. She then has some advice on how to win over Doc. Did you have anything about that part yet? No? Good.
Yeah, first of all, you hooping in bronze, you suspect, bro. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. If you're under 6'6" and you hooping in bronze, you suspect.
I would agree.
And ain't nobody trying to put no boots on to go hoop.
There's no haterism there, but yeah.
No, they're good. They are very attractive shoes. They're nice shoes. I don't want to jump, run, and skip in boots.
Fair.
And he's had a notoriously beefed up shoe. Like his whole career has been this big ass bulky thing.
Yes.
It's never really gotten sleeker to me. So
especially when everybody else's shoes have gotten lighter, but
used to be Kyrie's. Now I don't know who on top. PG? Cat maybe?
Steph Curry?
Bam. Cut it out. Never rocked a pair of Under Armour shoes a day in your life. All the
white kids wear them, though. Well, I don't know if they do anymore. There was an era where all the white kids would show up and shoot threes and Currys.
And Currys? I must have missed that era. I must have missed it.
There was an era.
Because the first gen Currys were awful. They were like worse than New Balances.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
And I ain't even see no white boys hooping in those.
Speaking of New Balances, The obvious shoe right now, the big shoe is the Kawhis, obviously. Everybody
So
plays in
moving
Kawhis.
on. Moving on.
Will takes up the challenge against Big Dre so that he can rush and make a crazy impression for Doc. Big Dre is noticeably bigger than Bro and scores the first 4 points to 5 with ease. Will shakes Bro up and scores, and then scores again, and loses him for a third score. Will starts making it look easy against Big Dre, and even dunks to end it, of course. Doc admits he already knew who Will was and already had all his stats in mind, but he ain't accepting no new clients, so, like, back the fuck up. I thought that was crazy.
Yeah,
that shit was
okay.
trash. That shit was super trash.
I was like, oh, all right, bet.
You know all my stats, but you're not going to accept me after all that shit. Fuck you.
What do you do? Are you an agent? Are you a trainer? What do you do?
All of that shit. All of it.
That's not how that shit works, bro.
He does everything. He is Josai and the trainer and the agent and the scout.
Damn, what happened to having your coach send out your highlight tape to the colleges, to the coaches? Like, what happened to that?
It's Bel Air, bro. It's a different whole different
You got
world.
this Venice Beach gangster over here, and you trying to hoop for him. Yeah, I'm trying to get to the league. The jail league, nigga? What league you trying to get to?
Yeah. Jackie finally introduces herself. She's the retcon version of...
Who introduced herself? Who?
Did you make this prediction?
I sure the hell did.
Okay. Because I also...
Y'all had to help me with the name of who she was. I think y'all tried to help me with but I said Tyra Banks' character. If it's not going to be Lisa, they'll probably bring up another love interest because you know Lisa and Will is a later on kind of thing. So they probably going to, be on the fritz and maybe we'll introduce somebody like Jackie.
Fair enough. I vaguely remember that, so I'll give you that. Jackie finally
the same type of
herself.
attitude and everything too.
Yeah, okay, but here's the thing. If I remember correctly, Tyra Banks' Jackie was from Philly, and that's where they knew each other from originally when Carlton went to date Jackie. I guess it's retcon, so it doesn't matter, but...
Yeah, they retconned it. Yeah, I believe so. I think that's how. And plus, Jackie was a hooper, which she still may be because he saw her at the spot.
She gave him advice.
She seems to know homeboy for some reason or another. It's probably her daddy or older brother or cousin or some shit. Definitely her family in some way, shape, or form.
Yes, for sure.
But yeah. Do you remember? Shout out to Negro Damas.
Yikes. Do you remember the Kip Smithers storyline in the original one, where he had to go back and forth between being a thug for the girl, but then clean and fresh for the dad? Do you remember that at all? Mm-hmm. And the dad was Shaft. It was Richard Roundtree.
No. Oh yeah. Okay, yes.
I wonder if they're gonna ever bring that into. I don't know. I just thought that was a funny episode. So I feel like if that is her dad.
They're with the difference between this being a drama and a sitcom is that they don't have the time for the filler.
That's fair.
Their filler is going to be side plots to the main storyline, right? Like they're not going to have episodes where they just go off and have a random adventure.
Fair enough. All right. Hillary stands up for herself with Karrueche after she set up a mall kiosk for her weak-ass, wheatgrass alcoholic drink. After Jazz and Will crease up their sneaks trying to make it on the yacht as the crowd cheers, Karrueche makes it clear she intends on going after Jazz since Hillary didn't make it clear. So she's just sitting there salty as fuck that Jazz is talking to Karrueche when all she has to say is, yeah, that's
all up in his face, all up in his grill. You sitting at the bar with a stank face. How about, yes, that's my boyfriend. Instead of sitting up here being all... stingy about it.
We talking right now. It's simple.
You know who I blame? Sierra. You know who I blame? Beyonce. Because they have convinced you all that y'all can't be bosses with men. And I told y'all for y'all to be boss chicks, you gotta be alone. To be independent, you literally gotta be independent. You got to be by yourself. Now, they going to go back to their men and be successful with their partners. But y'all? No. Y'all gotta be alone. That's the only way to be a boss. And so now I think that is an example of some of that, societal, that modern societal idea of what an independent or a strong woman is. An independent or a strong woman does not also have to be devoid of a man. You don't have to be unhappy and alone to be a boss or to be someone who is respected. Because in a one fell swoop, by just doing what she should have did in the first place, she made Karuchi respect her, and she marked her territory on her dude. And if you would have just did that from the outset, you'd have been a boss from jump. You feel me? See, that's Rick Ross. How dare you come around the boss and not claim your boyfriend? How dare you? Don't you ever?
Yikes. I noticed that when you mentioned Sierra's name, you were a little forceful with it. Is it because Sierra is no longer with Bow Wow, your favorite rapper?
Damn, no one believes that's my favorite rapper. They've heard me eviscerate Shad Moss on this podcast many a time.
They've heard both of us do that, but one of us clearly seems to be an imposter.
Fam.
I guess
that's your man's. It's not necessary for you to try to
VIP
flip it back to me.
And you were starstruck, visibly starstruck. Anyway,
is that the deep fake photo that you're talking about?
I don't have any deep fakes. I have
the one with the picture from our thumbnails.
I drove you to the concert and then I took a picture of you because you were visibly starstruck.
Okay. Because everybody believes this.
You don't have to. We know what actually happened. And then you took a picture with him backstage. You had your arm around him.
Is there any more of this show to review?
Will tries to avoid drama with Uncle Phil, and Uncle Phil tries to avoid drama with Will because both of them are petty as fuck.
Petty as hell. Look, I'm just here for Ashley. I'm not here for the drama, okay? No, Will. No, it's not okay. Go talk to that man now. It's not a forceful adult in this on the whole damn boat. Hey, Phil, come here. Come here. No, come here, nigga. Come here. Come here. Wait. I swear I'll whoop your ass. Come here. I'm here. Y'all go sit down and talk.
Simple. So simple. So simple. And then it ended up being that simple. But anyway.
Literally.
Nathan Moore said they didn't need this, referring to Coco Jones and Jazz. Could have focused on the dad not being okay with her dating Jazz, which is... that makes
that's coming. That's coming. That is coming. But they had to get through the whole arc of whether or not they were going to be official or not, and what kind of reservations Hillary had about being official with Jazz. But I did like that they didn't spend a whole bunch of time on it, because I think they are going to spend much more time on how Phil feels about her relationship with Jeff. They've already kind of laid the seeds for that, right? Because even though Hillary is clearly Phil's favorite, he feels or no, it's not Phil. It's not Phil. It's his mom. It's her mom who wanted to be all up in her business. Now that I'm thinking about it, Phil was just trying to let her do what she wanted to do. Let her go to the house. Let her do whatever. Mm-hmm. But it was Aunt Viv.
It would be all weird and shit.
Can you hear that? Did you hear that?
No.
Getting damn Microsoft.
No, I didn't get
updates. Oh, my bad. But yeah, so maybe it is just by way of his wife that he does most of the pressing on Jazz. I mean, he didn't have Jazz in his house before. Shit, he was on the yacht.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you trust him enough to have him around your family in a close family gathering. So, like, it really shouldn't be. They both grown. It shouldn't be too out of the ordinary for her. And then what's your problem with Jazz? Jazz more on the straight and narrow than your nephew.
He's an entrepreneur.
He's a business owner, and he has his own place.
Actually, he's an entrepreneur, and he does not DoorDash. He does Uber or Lyft or whatever the fuck
or
it was.
Uber or whatever. Yeah. So he's a business owner. He's of age. He's a hustler. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like for his age, that's absolutely
been giving her great advice.
Your daughter just needed you to bail her out financially. You ain't got to worry about that with Jazz. He killed what he eat.
Facts.
You know? So I don't even feel like I would know where the beef is coming from, other than the fact that maybe there's a nosy mother involved, and you know, whether you agree with it or not, you got to be on her side. So that's what it is.
Fair. So then, who is throwing Jazz out of the building, of the home? That's happening, right? That at least has to happen, right? Okay, okay. All right. Okay, Jazz dances with Karrueche, and Hillary is clearly staring daggers at them. That's when Will asks Hill to not break Jazz's heart, which I was like, why?
Cause she knew she was playing around.
Sure, but
like, hey man, get my man off that line, man. Either reel him in or let him go. We out here toying with my boy emotions.
Will saying that for his grown ass friend, don't break his heart. It's just weird.
That's how I go. Well, yeah, no, that was one of the points. Again, they could be doing a lot better with some of the dialogue, but then you're remembering that these are 15 and 16-year-olds.
Sure.
So that shit probably sounded very endearing to him and not cringeworthy at all.
Sure, fair enough. Carlton grabs Uncle Phil and asks if everything is okay with him, and then he calls him out for trying to hide from Will. Carlton tries to talk some sense into his father, and Uncle Phil makes his way to have a convo with Will, stopping Lisa in her tracks, which I thought was hilarious. Strikes out again. Will and Uncle Phil make up, and then everyone goes back to enjoying Ashley's 13th birthday party. Yeah, no, I thought that was hilarious that Lisa walked up and... all right.
Yeah, we're about to get to the most cringy part of the entire episode.
Yes, we are.
So let's get to it.
Miss I Know That's Right, a.k.a. Sweetie, after going triple wood when coming for Quavo at the worst possible time, is now only making money hosting 13-year-old birthday parties. She can't even get a club appearance fee or nothing. She has to host 13-year-old birthday parties now.
Let me tell y'all something. I'm getting ready to predict it right now. She's broke. She's broke. Y'all see how hard she pushing this lemongrass shit, right? She broke. Like this, I think this house was like a last ditch effort to try to make some money, and that's why she's trying to strong arm all of it, because she needs the bread. I think she's broke.
Oh, you think Karrueche's broke?
But yeah.
Okay.
No, not in real life. Her character.
No, the character.
Yeah.
No, she's Karrueche. She's not her character because I don't remember. I don't ever remember what her character's name is. She's Karrueche.
That's not her name.
It's literally her name, but okay.
Not in the show. It's not her name.
Her name is Karrueche. Anyway.
Okay.
Will breaks up with Lisa mad abruptly because of her dad. So despite everything...
Yo, fam. Yeah, it was like, where the fuck? Nick, what? Yo, fam. If you don't like her no more, just say that, okay? You come, oh, you know your dad's never liked me. Fam, we've been so far past your daddy.
You know?
Like, we are so far past him. He didn't even show up in the episode.
Thank you. So
what are you talking about?
So despite everything Will has learned in this episode, he applied absolutely none of it to his relationship with Lisa and breaks up with her. I was just like...
And the whole speech was so quick. Lisa, I just got so much going on. I don't want to bring any more drama into your life. Shut up! Shut up, fool! Life and relationships ain't nothing but drama. That's life.
Facts.
But again, remember, he's 15. He has not lived to see anything.
Right.
His idea of a good relationship doesn't involve ups and downs and strife and hard things to get over and drama. Yeah, you know? That's the type of shit you run away from when you're young because... Oh, bad. Not knowing that your mama and your daddy been fighting all week about the same shit.
All right. Will also hasn't learned timing because he pulls up and moves right back in as Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv were about to do that night thing, seemed like.
What happened now?
It seemed like Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv were about to, get it in, and fucking Will shows up and I'm moving back in, y'all. What's up?
Oh, yeah.
Like, now, of all time?
So, fam, think about this, man. Like, think about how teenagery this actually is. So, yesterday, you was dead set on never moving back in. I gotta be my own man. I gotta make my own way. I gotta do it. all it took was for Phil to put his hand around you and say sorry. You, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Come home. Where did all of that I'm gonna be my own man shit go? Like you could have had him apologize. You could apologize to him. Y'all could have left on good terms, and you could have went straight back to Jazz house.
Facts.
But oh, go back home. You gotta go back home. Ain't that just like a teenager?
Yes.
Playing tough until they actually want to be back home.
Speaking of bad timing, Hillary waits until Karrueche kisses Jazz right in front of her to claim that they were dating.
Karrueche.
I'm feeling you, and I know you've been feeling me too, and I want you to be my man. Seems like a weird quote because they were already technically together.
Yo, why are you giving this fucking speech right here on the boat in front of everybody? Like, yo, what is happening? I would have thought y'all was rehearsing a scene if I'd have seen this shit in real life.
You know?
Jazz. I'm feeling you. I know you're feeling me too. I want you to be my man. Like, yo, what's up with all these pauses? Why are you slow walking to me?
Right.
Why you ain't tell her this before she got on the boat? Don't talk. Don't y'all live in the same house?
Aren't y'all friends? Don't y'all work with each other? Jesus.
Oh, man, that was pretty cringy.
That was bad. All right. The magazine article for Aunt Viv got posted, and everything is about Michael Ealy, and nothing is about Aunt Viv.
That didn't happen on the boat. That happened at their house after they got home.
But it was still weird.
Because Jazz was helping her bring her stuff back. Hey, Jazz was really milking that situation, fam.
Oh, no.
He was milking that. He was like, oh, you not claiming me? Cool. I'm flirting with everybody that's flirting back.
I would. Would you not in that case? Now, granted, usually some shit like that is a test. But, you know.
My petty level is very high. I cannot confirm nor deny.
Fair enough. Smart man. After some ribbing between Will and Carlton, Doc gives Will a call and lets him know that he will be watching him. Then bro clicks absolutely nothing on the tablet and a pic of Will's family just pops up. The weird thing is, you had his stats memorized but didn't know who his family was until now? You didn't do that research before?
Will Smith. And then Philip Banks, there's not an immediate name recognition there. He's not living with him now. It's not like he's peddling back and forth between, the beach and down Bel Air. He's there. He's local now. So he probably didn't put up this facade as he's just a young LA dude.
I guess, but the man knew your stats and memorized them. I would feel like he would do a little bit of research of
and then it wasn't until
LA
it probably wasn't until his research led him to the Bel Air part of things that he actually found out who his family was, researched who they were, found out they were damn billionaires, and that's how that shit all came together. Because you remember, all this shit is happening within a day.
Yeah.
He went and played basketball for him, went to the game that night, and then later that night he gets a phone call. So it didn't take him very long.
Yeah.
It didn't take him long at all. My whole thing is like, okay, clearly homeboy is a gangster because the only thing he care about is your family money. How did you find this nigga and what do you need him for? Like, what is even...
Because he does everything.
Who is this? This b-ball gangster, this b-ball bully over here.
This b-ball Suge Knight head ass nigga.
Jesus Christ.
That was the end of that episode. I also forgot to mention that the beginning of this episode had Last Time That I Checked by Nipsey Hussle, which the last season it had First Things First, Rest in Peace Uncle Phil. Mm-hmm. So I'm just noting that they're playing very great songs. And Eric Holder got 60 years.
60 years, fam.
That they premiered the
60
song.
to life.
So,
hope it's the life.
R.I.P. to Nip. Any other thoughts on season 2, episode 1? Because we didn't get 2 and 3 like we were promised.
So not as explosive as obviously the Snowfall season premiere.
Obviously, as you mentioned earlier, different circumstances.
I think a lot of the things that we liked about the first season are carrying over here. Everything that you love from season 1 of Bel Air is here. They're taking the time, building the story arcs, All of our characters are there. Seems like some of what was missing from last season may get fleshed out here. Ashley. So you know, let's fingers crossed. I'm up for a good season here. Not really loving what they're previewing for Carlton. I thought we was over that shit. I thought we could move on.
No,
And seeming like we're going back to it.
They're treating anxiety like it's a crack addiction.
Like it's an addiction, yeah, which is, they're conflating two different things here because he has two different problems. Yeah. He has his anxiety problems and then he has a substance abuse problem, which are two different things. Yeah. And they're conflating them a lot.
For sure. And you know what that is, though? That's somebody who doesn't understand anxiety. Who hasn't dealt with like any kind of anxiety disorder. They don't fully grasp the full concept of it, so writing it is probably tough for them.
But I would still be leery of trying to liken any medical condition to that of an addiction. Sure. I mean, they have a lot of similarities, but on one, there is a decided choice to engage with that every time. Okay. A sickness just kind of is what it is, and it can't be helped. That's not the case with an addiction. So
I would agree. Season 2, episode 1 hasn't done anything to scare me away from Bel Air. It did its job. It did everything that the first season did, like you said. So I'm still here for the rest of season 2. Hopefully,
who's the next original show cast member that shows up in here?
They actually, I'm pretty sure they actually have somebody, and I think they mentioned it.
They already tell us?
They didn't tell us, but I think it's one of those little sneak peek things that you got to know. But I think
I think it's gonna be Alfonso.
It's not. It's definitely
not. It's not Alfonso
yet.
Damn.
Yet. Let's see. Season 2 cameos. They actually have somebody. I just can't remember who it is. So maybe next time I'll have that information.
Yeah, I'd rather it be a surprise. Anyways.
All they're telling me is about Sweetie, and that's. Couldn't care less.
Yo, how did we not talk about that? How did we not talk about the fact that this 13-year-old has Sweetie at her birthday party?
I did talk about Sweetie. You talked about Carucci being broke.
Oh, sorry.
Let me reread my notes on that. Sweetie, after going triple wood when coming for Quavo at the worst possible time, is now only making money hosting 13-year-old birthday parties.
She went triple wood. Okay, I get it now. I get it. That was a good one. That was a good one. Yeah, no, what the hell? We on a yacht? First of all, most of the people on this boat are not children. How did this happen?
She can't make club appearances because Quavo got that shit on lock. That's his shit.
No, for a children's birthday party. Not only is Sweetie performing, but we're on a yacht, and most of the people here are adults.
To be fair, she didn't perform. She said happy birthday, and then said, I know that's right.
No, she was down there rapping while Will was breaking Lisa's heart up there. I think maybe a song was playing from her.
When I hear Sweetie music, I tune it out. I do my best to tune shit out.
Unless that's not nice.
There's one song I like from Sweetie. I just don't remember what it is.
That's my type, nigga. That's my type.
Hate that song. Terrible song. And the song after that, I don't remember what it was.
Hey, which bagel? This my bite. Bad bitch got a bad body all night.
What was the song after that? She had another song.
My best friend.
No, it was Blow the Whistle. What was it? Tap, tap, tap in.
Tap in.
Trash.
Tap,
Trash.
In. $100 on my neck, nigga. Tap in.
No. Hey.
Tap in.
But Sweetie does look great.
Bigger. Sweetie. She not gonna call you. You just said she can't rap.
I said the same thing about Nicki Minaj, too.
She's not gonna call you.
Your music is trash, but
you need to leave her alone before she sends somebody to touch you.
That's a fact. That's a fact for sure.
And I don't mean shoot at you. I mean,
we are way off topic. Moving on. Any other thoughts on Snowfall episode 1 and 2 for season 6, or Bel Air season 2 episode 1?
That's it for me, man. We got 2 great shows going on. Snowfall's back, final season. Bel Air's back. We got a lot of exciting things coming up in that season. Everybody let us know what you thought. First of all, thank you, everybody, for sitting here with us in the live.
Agreed.
We're going to be doing this every week for Power and Bel Air, just like last season. So stick in with us. Come along for the ride. Let's see how all this unfolds.
Are we sticking to a